Greetings, everyone, according to your time zone. Welcome to the 212th segment of Be Inspired with Buzopat Life-Changing Reality Podcast. I am Honorable Ambassador Buzopat Osigwe, and this is our platform, my pulpit, where we embrace the truth that leads to our freedom. Yes. Today, I will be talking on the topic habits. Before you proceed, kindly pause to subscribe, like, share to your friends and contacts, and click on the notification button so that you will know when next my video drops. Yes, habit is an automatic behavior acquired through repetition, often occurring without conscious thoughts. Yes, habits can encompass various actions from simple mannerism, to emotional acts and to more complex behaviors. We have habits of character, we have what we call intellectual habits, and we have motor habits. Yeah. Let's talk about this for a while because we have good and healthy habits and we have bad habits as well. And bad habits are easy to get into and very hard and difficult to get out. Bad habits carry us towards a very wrong direction. It does. There are certain things that we may not know about bad habits, but it's often subconscious and it's an unconscious choices we make that we're blind to. Very, very blind to. And bad habits are destructive. And when I say destructive, it's not just destructive to you personally. It is destructive to those who you're supposed to impart, whose life you're supposed to be a role model to, who are supposed to look up to you, those who are supposed to believe in you, those you're supposed to lead by example. Bad habit that you have will not just hinder you, it will damn and destroy other people that are actually looking up to you. That's why it's crazy, Yes, and there are certain things people don't know, and they do always, but they don't know is a very bad habit. And what are those things like? When you say yes to everything, every time in your life, you're saying yes. I actually treated it in more detail for the last podcast, but and when you're having no routine or structure, when you talk too much, when you're having no boundaries, and when you're having hazard reactive actions, there are very strong bad habits. You can't say yes every minute of your life. That's a very serious. You can't, because it means that you're a people-pleasing person and it's a terrible life to live. Honestly, when bad character are, they're like chains. There are too light to feel until they are too heavy to carry. That's when you start knowing that something has gone wrong. Honestly, the chains of bad habits are too weak to be felt. You don't notice it until they are too strong to be broken. And you see why it's easier to prevent a bad habit than to break them. So when they say prevention is better than cure, it's actually true in every ramification of it. It's better you prevent it than not knowing when you enter into it, because it begins like, something that is harmless, something that doesn't mean anything, and you get stuck. Remember that we always have good habits and we also have bad habits. While we've talked about what bad habits does and how it looks like and how we get into it without, without thinking, in a very harmless way, you also need to know that there are some things you do that are very wonderful habits that you need to retain or acquire them. So when you set up rules and you abide by it, it's actually called principle and a wonderful habit. When you stop yourself, from doing what every other person does around you, it's called discipline. Absolutely. When you keep going, even when things are tough, it's called perseverance, and it's a wonderful habit. When you choose peace over proving a point, when you have a lot of things to say, when you have so much to actually give back to the person who is looking for your trouble, and you choose peace, instead of proving a point. It's called maturity. When you forgive hurt, no matter how deep, even when it's very, 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 very inconvenient, it's called strength. And it's a wonderful habit to cultivate. When you walk away from something that doesn't grow you, something that doesn't add value to you, something that makes no sense, it's called wisdom, because it's not everybody that can do it. When you believe in yourself when no one else does, when people mock you, when they do a whole lot of things, when they don't understand why you do the things you do, and you believe in yourself without minding, it's called confidence. When you stay focused despite surrounding distractions, despite all the things that are happening around you, is called self-control, and a very beautiful habit to acquire. When you are humble in the face of success, it's called grace. Being honest when all you are expected to do is just to lie and everything will be okay, and you choose to be honest, is called integrity. Speaking the truth in love and boldness is called courage. Waiting for something without complaining is called patience. And when you lead without shouting, it's called influence. When you listen without interrupting the person, it's called respect. Like, most people don't actually understand that when someone is angry and the person is talking, it's very respectful for you to allow the person to pour out his or her mind, no matter what is hurting them, no matter what they're saying. For the fact they're angry, you respect the person by keeping quiet and listening to the person. You know why? Because most people feel, because they think they have something to say and you're angry and you're talking and they're trying to shut you up, that's very disrespectful. So I hope you get it. Because when you listen like that, you help the other person pour out his or her heart. Then the person can take in whatever it is that you want to say. That's okay. Giving without keeping score. Yeah, it's called generosity. When you're generous, you don't give and then remember, I gave it yesterday, I gave it this again, I gave it 3 days. That's not it. Because you give, it's because you're generous. So you give people without trying to count, this or that. You don't keep the score. That is it. So when you learn from your failure without giving up, it's called resilience. You are, okay? When you admit you're wrong without defending it, it's called humility. Yeah, I hope you understand what I am trying to say. These are habits that are healthy, that can be cultivated, that you can acquire, and it will help you. Remember that loyalty is keeping secrets you were entrusted with. Even if you're no longer in good terms with the person, even if you're no longer together with the person, keeping that secret makes you a loyal person, Yeah, and working when no one is watching you. When no one is watching, when no one is there to hype you, to praise you, to do what? It's called dedication. Yes. And choosing your faith over fear is called trust. It's called trust. Showing on, that you're consistently doing something. You are doing something consistently. You are doing something without caring whether somebody is looking at you or not. You are doing something without bothering whether they are marking present or good for you. You're doing something even when you're not recognized for it. That's commitment. Yeah. Helping someone who can't repay you. That's what is called compassion. A lot of people just say, I'm compassionate. My dear, you cannot be doing something that you're expecting to have a reward and say you have compassion. It had to be when you're doing something to people that cannot repay you in any form, in any way. That's when you can say authoritatively that you're compassionate. You understand? Yeah. So rising after falling multiple times, what is called is Determination, because when you're determined to do something, failure will not stop you. It doesn't matter the stumbling block, you will jump and pass it. When you're determined, nothing can pull you back. You will fail and you will get up. You will fall and you will rise, and that's what we call determination. A wonderful habit to actually cultivate, okay? And staying true to your values, even when under pressure, even when you're being pushed to do otherwise. What is called is conviction, because you're convinced, and when you're convinced in what you're doing, there's no kind of trailer that can pull you out from that, because you know exactly what you're doing. And it's good you get convinced before you dabble into anything, so that no matter what is coming out from left, right, center, it will not stop you from being that person that you want to be. It will not stop you from doing that thing that you're supposed to do. Do you understand? And again, is when you're celebrating others without envy, what is called is contentment. A lot of people, it's so difficult for them to see the success of others and be calm. Even inside their mind, they are thinking, why must he be this person? Why must he be you and all that? A lot of people go through that. But in my day, if you celebrate others' success, if you celebrate the good that has happened to others, and inside your heart, you don't feel any envy, you are a very contented person. That's what is called contentment. Yes. Again, minding your business in a noisy world. When no matter what is doing, Papa is raining here, is cracking here, is heading here, is doing here, and you're doing that which you are supposed to be doing. It's called focus. It means that you're focused. No distraction can remove a focused person from that which the person is determined to achieve. Do you understand? And then keeping your promise even when it's very convenient for you to do otherwise. When you keep your confidence, even when you keep your promise, even when it's not convenient, and even when it's convenient to do otherwise for you, and you still keep that your promise, it means reliability. Yeah, it means that. Okay. And then what do we need to understand about self-mastery? Self-mastery is staying kind and calm in the midst of very rude people. It means that you have mastered yourself, you've known what you want, and then you will not allow anybody take you to who they are, because you know who you are. Okay. And then letting things unfold before you. Why you watch? Because you're looking up to something. It's called faith. You will, because you believe in what you're looking up for, you will allow things unfold before you without anxiety. It's called faith. And then consistency is doing small things, regularly and then faithfully. These are wonderful habits that needs to be acquired and cultivated. These are the things, contrary to, don't forget that there must become, a conscious, something you do consciously, because bad habits have become an unconscious thing, something that has come, something that has stayed with us, something that we acquire through repetition, and we say that is often occurring without conscious thought. Then you do those things. A lot of people bite their nails like that. A lot of people talk. A lot of people do a whole lot of things. A lot of people smoke. It has become an unconscious habit. A lot of people do a whole lot of things that are not healthy. But if you can check what that one does, like I said, it can come on you. You get into it so easily and without even knowing how, but eventually to get out of it becomes difficult. Remember I said that preventing it is far better than trying to cure it, because when it becomes that, when you enter into it that much, to come out is crazy. It's not something that you can do again. And I said it's destructive. Remember, not just to you as a person, but to people around you, people that you're supposed to help, people that you're supposed to guide, children that are looking up to you, relations that are looking up to you, community that you're supposed to be useful to. Bad habits can derail you and take you out, remove your respect, remove your, everything, and push you down to the gutters. That's what bad habit does. So while you come across this podcast, remember that you see that it's easier for you to drop and prevent bad habits than entering into it and thinking you can get away. It's no longer your hand. You will not. You become helpless in that. And then look at the good qualities and good habits you can acquire and cultivate so that it can become okay for you. This is why I am here, to let us know this and to let us know what we need to do, the way that are bad, the things that we don't, we need to drop, and the ones we need to embrace. Don't forget that I said here is my pulpit where we embrace the truth that leads to our freedom, because it's only the truth and the truth that you do, not just the one you know. The one you know and do, that's the one that will set you free. You can know from Genesis to Revelation. If you don't practice anything, you're as good as somebody who doesn't even know anything. Yeah. That is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Follow me at TikTok, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Follow me at Facebook, Be Inspired with Buzopat, A Moment of Truth with Buzo. Follow me at Instagram, Be Inspired with Ambassador.Buzo, like I said. And then my page again, Honorable Ambassador Buzopat Osigwe. There's Chibu's Ambassador Patrick Osigwe. There's so many, but DM me anyway. That there I will get your message and we will take it off from there. God bless you all. Bye.